What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and you're now tuned in to the What More Do You Want Network. In this video, obviously, if you've seen the title, I'm definitely going to be getting into the Detroit Pistons today, especially with their newly drafted guard, Jaden Ivey. But before I get into all of that, I just want to touch on a few things with the Pistons first, as far as roster, as far as newly acquired players, as far as trades and things like that. So now last year the Pistons definitely didn't have, the roster or the depth to actually compete in the East. But of course, drafting Cade Cunningham with the first overall pick, it definitely has its upside. I will say that, right? Because when you look at somebody like Cade who can do it all, who, if you put the right pieces around him, can, make other guys better. We seen that last year where, in games he had triple doubles. In games he was rebounding the basketball really well. He was pushing the basketball really well. So that is always an upside as far as a young team is concerned. Of course, Dwayne Casey is their coach. Dwayne Casey, to me, was always, one of those players, coaches, even in his time in Toronto, even after Toronto fired him and the Raptors ended up winning the championship. He always seemed like a player's coach. He can coach guys up and get guys to play at their full potential. In my opinion, the days of him being in Toronto and having a Kyle Lowry and a DeMar DeRozan, you saw that. It was just LeBron James was in the East at that time. So, let me say this about Jaden Ivey. We all seen seen him at Purdue if you watched him in college, and the guy's like a blur with the basketball. So his athletic ability allows him to get up and down the floor very quickly. He reminds me, a lot of the analysts in the draft was saying that they remind him of a John Morant with the basketball and things of that nature. And honestly, I was talking about this player yesterday, but I honestly see that John Wall in the end speed. I see that I believe Ivey's a little taller than Wall, if I'm not mistaken, but he can get to the basket with relatively ease. I seen it in college, but again, getting to the basket in college is definitely different than getting to the basket in the NBA. And yes, Jaden Ivey is 6'4", so he's around that John Wall, height as far as that is concerned. He's about 195. So, in my opinion, like I always say this about guys, like going from college to the pros, it's the physicality. Like playing more games, putting a more strenuous, routine on your body, definitely some guys, I would say, have to transition from that, game college-wise into the pros. But I seen some things from Jaden Ivey at the college level that I like. Of course, his jump shot has to be much better. And I'm not saying in the range of 3-point shooting. See, guys think when you talk about guys' jump shots, it's automatically 25 feet and out. I don't want guys, coming in and thinking, especially from my opinion, I'm no analyst. I'm no talking head. I'm no sports cat. I'm none of that. I'm just me giving you guys my opinion. But I will say a 20 mid-range, 18, 16-foot jump shot goes a long way to a player's progression and their game. Instead of guys backing up off of you, and allowing you to shoot, they will actually, feel the pressure to get up on you in transition. So I would like to see that a lot more from Jaden Ivey going forward. As far as other guys on the Pistons roster that I would like to see a lot more from, of course, Sadiq Bey. I believe Sadiq Bey was the Pistons' second best player last year. I would like to see a lot more from him. He's a wing, 6'7", around 215, I believe. So you would like to see a lot more, especially me. I would like to see a lot more from him in games where, he definitely could put the ball in the basket. But again, in the Ivy, I believe, I don't know what Dwayne Casey is exactly going to do, but he's going to be at the 3. So then you couple that with a Marvin Bagley who's still has, listen, he still has a ways to go from his days at Sacramento, So the Pistons have to, they have to get more out of Marvin Bagley. Like, I liked him at Duke. He wasn't as healthy and productive as he should have been with Sacramento. And the Sacramento situation just didn't work out for him. So I'm hoping that going forward, this scenario with the Detroit Pistons is better for him and his career, and nothing but continued success. He'll play the 4, 6'11". Marvin Bagley is in that 230, 240, 235 range. So he can bang. It's just defensively, he can be a liability at times. Hopefully going forward, the Pistons can rein him in and actually pair him with a guy like Jaden Duren, 250, 6'11", center from Memphis. I mean, a lot of people are calling him one of the steals of the draft, and the Pistons might got a gem with him. You got Luka Garza, you got Killian Hayes who can shoot, a backup guard, 6'5". I like Hayes. I like Hayes a lot. He could definitely put the ball in the hoop. But again, a young team like the Pistons, they have ways to go. And it starts at the top. It starts with Cade. And I hope, in this year, like you see that jump. These guys only won, I believe they only won somewhere around 23 games last year. So it nowhere to go but up. Right? It's nowhere to go but up. So how are you Pistons fans feeling about this year? Are you guys, going to come out and support your team? Are you guys going to, see the young cast that they put together on the floor? And another piece of the puzzle that I wanted to get into is that Miles Bridges currently of the Charlotte Hornets is chirping. Is the chirps around him is, if the Charlotte Hornets don't, max him out, a return to Detroit is in his sights. So we'll see how that unfolds. I don't know everything about that scenario. But if the Pistons can pull a rabbit out of the hat and get a guy like Miles Bridges, I see good things. But again, they won 23 games last year. Can they win 10 games? 10 more games than that and be a 33-win team? Only time will tell, man. Only time will tell. I see good things. I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to watch them closely and see what they do next season. And, I'm definitely going to watch them during the summer league and see their young guys and how they put them together collectively and just go from there, man. It's Astronaut H. I appreciate everybody tuning in, watching, listening. As always, like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. I'll catch you guys on the next video.